Good day to you all. This is the Sage of Calidor, and today I have another video. I know this is going to be a bit late, but it's one of those things that I want to talk my concerns about, and it concerns, like as what you can see, Article 13, and this has to do with YouTube. Now, I will say this: YouTube is not personal, but this is just the YouTube is not perfect, but that is just my opinion. But I have a respect for it, and I just feel like, despite its flaws, it's doing a nice job. Then the European Union decided to pass this, Article 13, which I acquired this from a blog post, and basically, the basic rundown is it gives tighter control, like, over YouTube. Like, commercial sites and apps where used can post material must make best efforts to preemptively buy license for anything that users may possibly upload. All copyrighted content in the world. In addition, but very few sites, those big, both tiny and very new, will need to do everything in their power to prevent anything from ever going online that may be an unauthorized copy of a work that a right holder has registered with the platform, and should a court fight and upload filters and should a court ever find their license or filtering efforts not fierce enough, sites are directly liable for infringements. Massive threat lead to platforms over comply and worsening the impact of our freedom of speech. Now, my other channel, the Crusader Historian, fight political issues and stuff, are more of a critique, but for this channel at the least, I find it a bit concerning, and I will explain later. And from what I heard, Article 13 is supposed to be an extension of Article 11, which basically is an already failed version of this. Again, I apologize. I've forgotten about saving the links, but I don't own the links, but I'm certain you can find it if you type in something like Article 13 YouTube and such. If I can find it, I will post the link down in the description below, but if not, then, well, the main reason why I'm concerned about this in the Sage of Calidor channel has to do with, well, here's the thing. I joined YouTube because I thought it was a fabulous community. I wanted to be a part of it. And I wanted to share my ideas and communicate, and, well, I don't mean to toot my own horn, but I have an extensive knowledge of certain worlds, like the Warhammer world in particular. And for the channel, because I'm not a full-time YouTuber, I don't have the time to draw very good pictures of certain stuff that I want to show. Like, what do you see here? Tehinuin, the Prophet of Sotek, a High Elf Prince, and Lokir Felhart. I cannot draw those as well with I suppose I could, but it would take forever, and I might draw something similar to that anyway. And I'm not the only person that does this. A lot of people does this as well. But the point is, it will be very time-consuming if I have to draw everything by hand, and if I have to draw it like this, it's going to be a hard time drawing Malekith. Okay, for an example, I mean, look at all that detail. I mean, can you imagine trying to draw that? It would take months in which I will say I do not have. Months of time that I do not have because I have other things I'm doing right now. Again, I'm not a professional YouTuber. I don't make my money on YouTube. I'm just doing this because I like to, because I like to share my knowledge, and because I like to interact with circles of the YouTube community. And in reality, sometime in the future, I would like to put in some Let's Plays, but all of this is strictly for fun, and I do not think it would be wrong for governments to force us to force us to adopt these rather strict things, because it will give the government power to actually impose certain ideas, impose certain things. Like, for example, I cannot, or I will not be able to, it's just not right, because in the future, Sage of Calidor is going to, this channel, Sage of Calidor, is planning on doing some videos. I'm thinking about doing other things, like maybe telling a story with these pictures or something. Or maybe, like I said, Let's Plays and such. And basically, I'm sorry if I'm going all over the place, but the point is, this is unfair because it is against my time. It doesn't do well with my time, and also it will affect a potential Let's Play. And I feel like they may say this is to protect copyright and such, but I want to tell you this. YouTube has done a fabulous job protecting copyright and such. And they're fine with policing themselves. What this is, it's a matter of power. Let me tell you a story to illustrate this. You are a regular person, an elite person, and someone gives you something like a magic item that gives you great power and influence over the masses. You have power to outlive anyone, and you have the power to do whatever you want, because you know that you have the power to do whatever you want and silence anyone who stops you. That individual who gave you the ring was Sauron. Sauron created the One Ring to dominate all life, and he gave 9 rings to the race of men, 3 to the elves, and 7 to the dwarves. The elves figured out what happened. They made new rings of power. The dwarves, their iron will prevented them from being taken over. The race of men, the 9 kings of men, became the Nazgul. And this is what I fear. Article 13 is a bit of power to silence regular people like me and many others that use pictures because they look cool and because it fits with what they're talking about. They will silence Let's Players, again, copyright, quote unquote, beginning ones that are just doing this for fun. Of course, I live in the United States. and this only affects the European Union, but I am concerned that would come over here. And let's be honest, if you see my likes, you see the channels that I follow, a lot of them, the channels come from Britain, come from Great Britain. Of course, the bright side is, it doesn't take into effect until the year 2020, 2021, so I guess there is hope. Well, anyway, this is the Sage of Calidor. Sorry that this video might have been a little bit tiny political, but I think that, you know what, some things just simply have to be said. Something just should have to be a concern. Because, in reality, I could be in the end an alarmist, and it would just be a continuation of the status quo, but on the other hand, you know what, it is very concerning. I mean, if someone gives me multiple copyright infringements just because I posted this picture because it looks cool, then there's going to be problems. Especially if I admit up front that all this is for fun, and I'm certain that deep down inside, all of you guys know that it's highly unlikely that I would have drawn this. What this is a bunch of stupid elite people that just wants to get their dirty claws into anything and take control over it. Well, anyway, that is just my opinion. This is the Sage of Calidor. Please leave a like, subscribe. Thank you very much for this, and I'll see you later. Bye.